When the first Shantae would release on June 2nd, 2002 in North America, it got decent reviews but only sell about 25,000 copies, resulting in a sequel that was cancelled where no publisher was interested. Then 8 years later, WayForward decided to wear the publishing hat and publish the long-awaited sequel, Risky's Revenge, for the DSiWare, which was followed by The Pirate's Curse and then the Kickstarter game Half Genie Hero. Now it's 5 years later, and WayForward had released another sequel for Steam, PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. And yeah, I'm aware that it started off on iOS devices for Apple Arcade last year, and then released Part 2 2 months ago for them, but for this video, I'm covering the bigger platforms that had just been released. But did this Half Genie got some new whip in her hair? Welcome to the HUD everyone, I'm Zacharoni, and today I'll be a waiter who will be going through some of the features the game has to offer. So without further ado, please be seated, and here are the toppings on Shantae and the 7 Sirens. After saving Skullowtown 4 times, Shantae and her Uncle Minnick, along with their friends Sky and Bolo, has been invited to a tropical island called, Paradise Island, for the Half Genie Festival. But while performing at the festival, the other 5 Half Genies had suddenly been abducted right on stage and had been scattered across the island and imprisoned by the 7 Sirens. Eventually, they discover that Risky Boots, Shantae's nemesis, is also involved in the situation, right after the 5 Genies disappeared. Now it's up to Shantae to rescue the imprisoned Half Genies, uncover Risky's reason for being here, while discovering the secret of the island itself and the 7 Sirens that live there, and probably get her act together for the next performance. Unlike the last game, Half Genie Hero, where the structure presents itself with levels that you need to get from point A to B, the 7 Sirens now return to its roots from the Pirate's Curse, which is one part Metroidvania, where you can't access areas without a certain ability, and one part Zelda that featured dungeon exploration in a 2D perspective. When you start the game up, you are tasked on finding the 5 Half Genies in the starting area, before they were abducted of course, and then a new area is unlocked. But if you don't know where you are going, then you can ask an NPC that has got an exclamation mark on the top of their heads that will give you clues on where you need to go to next. However, before entering a dungeon, certain characters will ask you to do them a favor, which involve finding a key item or doing mini games like the shooting gallery, where you need to stop Shantae dancing for her to take a shot at targets in the right position. Each dungeon had its own underground theme from plants and lava with different mechanics where you need to find keys to proceed through areas you can't access, and each dungeon ends with a boss fight that requires multiple hits to take down. Plus, it features save points to save your progress, and warp zones that allow you to fast travel to certain areas instead of running back and forth. And once you've beaten the game, you can go for it again with everything you unlocked in New Game Plus mode. From the bright coloured landscape to the characters and creature design, the game still retains the art style from Half Genie Hero, with 2D hand-drawn environments and sprites that runs at 60 frames per second with loading times lasting around 10 seconds. Longtime soundtrack composer Jake Kurtman didn't return for the sequel. Instead, it is done by Kentaro Sakamoto, with the assistance from Mark Sperlin, Madeline Lim, and Gavin L., which featured chiptunes with a mixture of instruments like the bongos and the electric guitar. And for the first time in the series, the 7 Sirens now featured animated cutscenes that have voice acting, which features Christian V, who returns to fully voice Shantae and Risky Boots. But outside of cutscenes, all characters will just say a blend of dialogue, while all of it is translated with subtitles. Plus, the game featured an animated opening that is done by Kill la Kill creator Studio Trigger, with the vocal performance by Christian for the theme Rise and Shine Shantae. As for options, you can alter the brightness and volume of the game, choose from 14 languages besides from English. Oh, wait, let's just go through all the languages. Nearly there. Okay, we're good. Activate vibration and turn the movie subtitles on and off. while PC players can set the resolution from 6040 to 3840, set screen mode from full screen to Windows, activate anti-aliasing, and set the level of detail from low, medium, or high. Just like previous games, Shantae can still jump, crawl when holding down the D-pad or key, and hair whip enemies, but there are some major changes to some of the mechanics in the game. For example, unlike past games where you use dancers to transform into animals, each transformation is now tied to a single button or key known as fusion coins that you unlock while playing the game. These transformations include a mute that allows her to dash forward and climb on walls while attached to them, while the big turtle allows her to slam into the ground and speed boost across the environment, breaking anything in her path. Oh, but don't you worry, you hip-shaking lovers, there is still a use for her dancing. When holding down a button or key, she starts dancing, and that's where you can activate an ability that is tied to the D-pad or key, like revealing hidden platforms or gaining recovery health that will use up the magic meter on the top left corner. Magic power-ups make a return that you can purchase from the shops with the gems you get from enemies, and these include a fireball, heat-seeking missiles, and a shield to block projectiles, which will also use up the magic meter. But the new addition to the series is the collectible cards that you obtain from defeating enemies that can be used to augmentate her abilities, like consuming less magic for power-ups or taking 0 damage when landing on spikes. However, they can only be unlocked by collecting a set number of the same suits, and you can only have the 3 of them in the slots underneath. As for health, Shantae starts up with 3 health slots on the top left corner, but you can increase them at the Squid Smith factory, no, I'm not making this up, by finding 4 red squids that are hidden in the game, so she can melt them down and can create an extra heart for you. But if her health is nearly down, then you can refill it with hearts from vases, health potions at the shops, or food from drop enemies that can be accessed from the inventory menu. Oh, and you can also take a trip to the hot springs for everything to refill, even though she doesn't really wear a swimsuit during these segments for some reason. Shantae and the 7 Sirens will cost you £23.79 on Steam that requires 8GB of storage, £25.19 on Nintendo Switch digitally that requires 2GB of storage, and Xbox One and PS4 digitally that will cost you £24.99 that requires 4GB of storage that comes with 38 achievements and trophies with a platinum as well. Well, that's some of the features I can talk about right now, but if there are some that I have missed, let me know in the comments, and I hope this will give you an idea what you'll be getting for your money. Check back with me later, and I'll tell you what I think of Shantae and the 7 Sirens and all the other games I've been playing in the completed menu. And if you like what you see, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Plus, stay in touch with my Twitter page, link in the description down below. But until then, I'm Zacharoni. Enjoy your pizza, remember to watch your hands, and I'll see you next time.